I ain't listen. I ain't listen after you and your mama robbed me. Yeah, you and your mom robbed me cold. Wipe my nose.
Girl. Really?
Cardi then just went on Twitter Spaces and she aired out everything. She confirmed that Offset mama robbed her. She said Offset ain't taking care of the kids. He ain't buy them no Christmas gifts. Y'all better like the video and subscribe. Let's get into this right now.
You know what? Me, I told myself, right, that I'm going to let the Lord handle people and I'm not going to handle people because I could really ruin people's whole entire fucking life. Today, tomorrow, every single day. My mouth could literally ruin people's lives. But you know what? I just know that God will handle them. They're just not handling these people as fast as I want them to. By the way, do you guys know that my kids didn't receive no Christmas gifts from somebody in particular? Motherfuckers want to make it seem on social media like I was keeping my kids away from them. Like to make movies on social media, but purposely fly to New York to buy their kids gifts. And guess how many gifts did they buy my kids? Zero. And then motherfuckers want to do shit to, you know what I noticed? Every single time that a motherfucker did something publicly to embarrass me, I noticed that they did that on purpose. Because a motherfucker thought that he was gonna ruin my year and have me fucked up like they had me fucked up last year. But I'm so strong. I'm so fucking strong and it doesn't affect me anymore. That even after you try to ruin me by being spiteful towards me and my kids, I still got my ass up and went to fucking work. Your fucking little games that you do for spite, that shit doesn't bother me no more, bitch ass nigga. What hurts me though is when motherfuckers trying to be spiteful towards my kids. That should really be fucking pissing me the fuck off. And then you know what else be pissing me off? You know what else really hurt? Really hurt me, y'all? And I really want to let y'all women. When a motherfucker, you do so much for a motherfucker. Lift them up when they're down. Lift them up when everybody turns their back on them. Pray for them before you pray for yourself. And then a motherfucker come, bother your peace to tell you that you wasn't enough because you never listened. Oh, I wasn't enough because I never listened. I wonder if everybody that ever turned their back on you and shitted on you were enough for you, but because they didn't listen, it wasn't enough. What a comedy. But you know what? God is so fucking big. God is so fucking. I just know. And I didn't even want to do this. But I don't like that when I'm at peace, motherfuckers want to call me private over and 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 over, and then do little shit behind the scene to piss me off. And then to piss me off, and then play in my face, and then play in my kid's face. You want to talk about, oh, you haven't accepted the divorce because you're not going to agree on my terms because you just want to see the kids. You want to see the kids. You just call your daughter for the first time yesterday, your newborn. You love your kids so much and you bought them shit for Christmas. But you came to New York to buy your other kids gifts. But you ain't bought my kids shit on purpose to spite me. Mind you, we was cool. argue, but we was cool. Stop fucking playing with me. I ain't listen. I ain't listen after you and your mama robbed me. Yeah, you and your mom robbed me cold. Wipe my nose. So you stop fucking playing with me. Ask a mother. What's today's date? Today's the 14th. Ask motherfuckers where the Christmas gifts at. Where the Christmas kids at? Where the Christmas gifts at?
You know what else I realized? Why did somebody that I used to do so much for constantly hurt me so much? Constantly like to make me look crazy. And now I know why. You want to know why? Because this person told me that I was always competitive in the relationship. And I didn't understand that because how was I being competitive when all I did was support everything they used to put out? And matter of fact, I couldn't even, when they were going through something that artists go through, I couldn't even enjoy my own wins because I felt like he was going through something. And this is the realest shit somebody could ever do for you. I used to pray for this person before I pray for myself. And then this motherfucker had the nerve to say that I was being competitive. So if you believe that I was being competitive, you know what that tells me? That you was competing with me and I didn't even realize it. That just goes to tell me that you was jealous of me. And that's sad because you're supposed to be my fucking partner. And you told me that I was being competitive. And I'm like, wait, so tell me, how was I being competitive? And motherfucker said, when you posted my album, you said I'm next. And I'm like, I wasn't even trying to be competitive. That didn't even cross my mind. So that means that a motherfucker was competing with me. Can you believe that? Can you believe that I had the enemy in my bed all along? I wasn't only competing with these bitches. I was competing with my nigga. And I didn't even fucking know. That's crazy. That's crazy. But you know what? That's fine. Because a motherfucker will never get a bitch like me. Now, he don't gotta worry about that. Because you will never fuck with a bitch on this status. Now that's why niggas gotta fuck bitches that are below me, that are beneath me. They gotta embarrass me publicly because they were competing with me. They couldn't take me. Now I see that motherfuckers was jealous of me all along. Like that statement right there told me that a motherfucker was hating and jealous of me all along. And I never even really realized that. I never even thought that that would be any type of reason. That's all I wanted to say. I'll probably tell you more later. A motherfucker wanted me to crash out. I'm going to crash out. But I'm going to crash out the correct way. I'm going to look crazy today. But I'm going to fucking speak my truth. Fuck with me.
All right, now, something that I noticed, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but I noticed that Offset took some photos with all of his children except for his kids with Cardi B. Now, I don't know if he does this every year. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but you couple this with Cardi saying, you didn't get my kids nothing for Christmas, but you flew to New York to get your kids gifts. It does look a certain type of way. All right. Now let's also get to the craziest thing she said in the space, which was, you and your mom robbed me. Y'all wiped my nose. Now here's the craziest part about this to me. I remember Storm Monroe, who you see on the screen right now. He reported on a story about Cardi B and Offset's mother getting into it. And I thought allegedly the reason that Cardi and Offset's mom supposedly got into it was because some money came up missing, or that they robbed Cardi, or the mother took some money. And you just heard Cardi say, you and your mom robbed me. So does that mean that Cardi and Offset's mom really got into that altercation? It just opens up a lot of questions about some things that maybe Cardi B was trying to hold down at the time, but now shit's going left. So she like, well, fuck it. I'll just say it. You and your mom robbed me. So I want to know what y'all think about that part too in the comments. Do y'all think that was the reason that Cardi and Offset's mom might have gotten to an altercation over some money? But she said you and your mom, like Offset was involved too. All right. Then we get into the fact that she said we was cool. We wasn't fucking, but we was cool. And she does that a lot. She goes back and forth talking about her and Offset was screwing, then they wasn't screwing. I remember a month ago, she said, and it might not have been a month ago, it might have been a couple of weeks ago, because they was at the club and they was throwing money. This was around New Year's, right? Like 2 weeks ago. And I remember she went on a space and she said, I was going through a breakup and I let you smash. So it sounded like she was just recently fucking him. But now she's saying they was cool, they wasn't smashing, so y'all wasn't fucking this week. You know, y'all didn't smash in the last 3 or 4 days. And then she leads into, you know, I had the ops in my bed and, you know, he was my competition and he said I wasn't enough and he said I didn't listen. And it's like, Cardi, we love you. I love you. I'm a fan. But when are you going to take accountability for putting yourself in this situation time after time after time after time? The internet wasn't the only people telling you this wasn't the man for you. I think it was people in your personal life who tried to tell you too, unless you just cut off everybody and was like, my man, my man, my man, my man, my man. But you said this time after time after time. He ain't no good. I don't know why I fuck with this nigga. And then you seemingly get back together with him. We saw him cheat on you time after time after time after time, and you held it down, and maybe you learning from your mistakes. Now, finally, but I think Cardi needs to take some time to figure out why she kept going back to that toxic relationship and why she let this go on for so long. Why, after all of the red flags, you then continue to have more babies with this nigga. So you can get on the album and you can talk all the shit about him and it's gonna be entertaining and I hope the girls eat it up. But until you fix the problem inside of you that put you in that situation, you still gonna be miserable, sweetie. The crazy part is it's gonna be people that listen to this and they're gonna say, I bet they get back together. I bet they'll be back together by the end of the year, by summer. And that goes to show you what people think about Cardi B, but more importantly, what the people think Cardi B thinks about herself. Damn, I gotta cut my mustache. I'm looking like Mario. I'm looking like Luigi or something like that. I'm trying to be deep and serious, and I'm looking at this mustache like I look like I'm about to go like do some Mario Party or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's how people view Cardi, and I think that's how people think Cardi views herself. So it's a lot to be said about this, but y'all let me know what y'all think. Like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.